Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast here on Nighthawk Radio. To listen to Nighthawk Radio, go to nighthawk-radio.com. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, YouTube Music, Facebook, everywhere you find good podcasts at. Blessed enough to have an interview with Bigfoot researcher Mike. I don't know how to say your last name, brother, but
It's
how are you
all
doing?
it's all good. You can try it. Do you want to try it?
Mike Flemnant.
Okay, yeah, you butchered it. No, yeah.
Eh,
Familant. Close.
Familant.
Yeah, there you
Mike
go. See, it
Familant.
only it only took, twice. That's not bad.
Yeah, man. Hey, does a lot of people butcher your name?
I love the ones that call me Family Ant because it's like a family of ants. And no, it's not. That's not it. No, he's not home right now.
That's crazy, man. That's funny though.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You're not the first, nor you're not gonna be the last to mispronounce my name, so it's all good. I've been called a lot worse things in my life, so we're all good.
Like family ant.
Yeah, well, other things too that we probably can't say on air, so
What got you into Bigfoot researching, man?
yeah, so it's kind of a funny story because I was never into Bigfoot research at all. I was never into Bigfoot. I was never actually an outdoor kid growing up. I was always into like TVs and movies and put me in front of like a video game and a TV screen. I'm good to go for the day. And then I ended up working down at a beach resort in Sarasota, Florida, and I was watching Finding Bigfoot on TV one night because I guess I was bored and that was the only thing on. And at the end of the program, they were like, "Hey, if you want to come out with us to look for Bigfoot, you can." And I'm like, "Oh my God, there is no way that I am not doing this." So I thought it was going to be people watching on steroids, that like one of those kind of weekends. So I was like, "Oh, sign me up." So I got two tickets and ended up going to North Florida with my buddy Jimmy, and nothing happened. The trip, it was a cool trip. Um, but until the final night, and it was the last night. Jimmy and I were up by a campfire, and we're just sitting, chatting back and forth, watching a meteor shower, just about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we hear a tree knock come from one side of camp, and didn't think twice about it because I thought it was the people that put on the expedition that were hoaxing us and kind of like knocking on a tree to pretend that Bigfoot was there. Didn't think twice about it until about 2 seconds later, bam, a knock in the complete opposite direction. So I was like, man, okay, got to be pretty good. Then about 10 minutes goes by, nothing happens. Excuse me. All of a sudden, you hear come crashing down through the forest. Plunk, a fist-sized rock. Now, it was just like this. And it was at this point in my life where I said, nope, this is how horror movies start. I am getting out of here. And the buddy that I was with, Jimmy, he said, well, if you want to go sleep in the car, you're more than welcome to sleep in the. And by the time he had said that, I was in the car. I mean, had my sleeping bag and my pillows, and I was just ready to call it a night. But he came up to the car and he was like, Mike, Bigfoot knock on trees and they throw rocks. Like this is like squatchy activity. It's the whole point of why we're here. So I was like, yeah, I suppose you're right. So I went back out by the campfire, and over the course of the next 15 minutes, four more of these fist-sized rocks come crashing down and land 5 to 10 feet away from us. So now Jimmy, he comes up to me. He says, Mike, I got an idea. I'm going to throw a rock back at it. So I said, Jimmy, I don't think that's great. That's not a good idea, man. But he takes a rock, he chucks it back in that direction. Knew it wasn't a person because at that exact moment, a 15-pound laptop-sized boulder came crashing down and landed 5 feet away from us. And that was it. That was kind of the uh, big finale of the night. Nothing else happened. The next morning, we asked our camp neighbors, "Hey, did anybody hear or see anything?" Because there were a bunch of people there with us, and nobody did. They were all asleep. So we wanted to be all scientific. So we wanted to see like what like the closest thing this thing could have been to us that was throwing these rocks. So we did some measurements and stuff like that and the trajectory and stuff. And we found the closest that this thing could have been to us was 75 yards away. So that was pretty cool.
You were scared to death too.
Yeah, yeah. It was a sleepless night. We did not get one wink of sleep that night, that's for sure.
Nobody would have, man. It would have scared me to death too.
Yeah.
Well, I would have pooped on
Yeah,
myself.
yeah. No, definitely. It was close to that. It was a close to that. I think I might have peed a little bit, but I'm not positive. It's a long time ago. That was back in 2011, so we're talking, I mean, ages ago.
Back in the day, bro.
I know. That's when that's before cool things were around. Like Finding Bigfoot was in like season two. Like that's how old we're talking. They were like young back then. I was young back then. I was so a little bit of history about me is I used to be a firefighter and an EMT, and I no longer do that. Now I do this full-time Bigfoot research across the country, which is really cool. We were just talking before we went on air, and we I just met you down in West Virginia and no, Virginia, regular Virginia. East
Northern
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, Norton, Virginia. And so what I do is I speak at these events and conferences and venues, mostly libraries, and that kind of funds my way to camp across the country and film my YouTube show called In the Shadow of Big Red Eye at night. And we produce a weekly show even as I travel across the country full time, which is pretty sick.
Did you do any Bigfoot research in Norton?
Yeah, actually, we went out for a night hike. It was very cool. I was the leader of the night hike. We had a whopping 25 participants come out with us, and we went up to the backside of Norton's property up there and by Flag Rock, and we hit it hard. We did about 3 mile hike, and we didn't find the wood booger, but we did have a coyote very close to us, which was cool yet kind of unsettling because I was a leader of that, and I was like, oh wow, that's the closest coyote I've ever heard before. That's interesting.
Very unsettling, man. Definitely. And you're from New Jersey, so was there a lot of sightings up there in Jersey?
Yes, sir. We actually have 71 current sightings locked and loaded in here for Sussex County, New Jersey, which is the northwestern tip, kind of the armpit of Pennsylvania and New York, where I'm from. Which is the 71 sightings. That's the highest number per county east of the Mississippi. So there's something going on here. That's for sure. There's no question about it. You need to have two things to have a Bigfoot sighting. You need to have a person and you need to have a Bigfoot. And Sussex County right here, we have both of them, which is really cool. That's why we have those number of sightings that are so high.
And you've actually researched the sightings, haven't
Every sighting we that I've gotten a report, I have researched it. You can go onto my website at shadowofredeye.com, and you scroll to the bottom of the website and you can click on the map at the bottom, and you could actually go, it's a Google Maps. You can go to that map and click on each individual pin on the map, which is a sighting, and you could read what was reported to us and read what we found in our investigation when we researched it. So it's like one of the only it is the only Bigfoot sighting map like that in the country, which is really or in the world actually, which is really cool. It's so you can definitely check it out.
That's pretty cool, man. I've never heard of it, so I mean that's awesome. I've never heard anybody doing that. So the fact
Mm.
that you're a creator now, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Add it to the title. Add it to the resume.
An inventor too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to research though?
Oh man, that's a great question. I really enjoy going to the Smoky Mountains. They're one of my favorite places. It's really squatchy, but it's just hands down absolutely beautiful. I love the scenery. I love mountains and stuff like that. But and they have some really great backpacking trails down there. But if I had to pick one spot in the country to do Bigfoot research tomorrow, I would probably go to Whitehall, New York. And I say that historically, there's been a lot of reports from out of Whitehall, New York. It's right at mid side of Vermont, outside of the Adirondack Mountains of New York State. But we go up there every year. They have like a Bigfoot festival. We didn't go up this year, but they have a Bigfoot festival up there, and we do research every year. And one year we got surrounded by Bigfoot and we got rocks thrown at us, tree knocks, and we went back the next day and we found a tree that was like broken in like over the like in a 90-degree angle over the path that was not like that the day prior. So that was kind of cool.
Oh man, I love the Smoky Mountains though.
Yeah.
Um, have you seen the connection between supposedly the Pharaoh people and Bigfoot in the Smoky Mountains? Always been a rumor.
It has been, yeah. No, I've never come across a feral person in my history being in the Smokies that I know of.
Yeah.
Probably did, and looking back at it and talking to some of the people that I did, but no, I haven't come across that. I do, if there are there we there chances are there are going to be some people living off grid in the Smoky Mountains. It's just such a big place. It's how many hundreds of thousands of acres. You're going to have people living off grid. And of course, that's going to account for some of the Bigfoot sightings if they're sighted by people and, if they're trying not to be found and stuff like that. But uh, yeah, I think, I don't know. There very well could be a correlation. Absolutely.
I've always been interested in that, man. The Pharaoh people of Smoky Mountains.
hmm Yeah, it's a very cool scenario.
Have you talked to people that have seen Bigfoot in the Smoky Mountains?
Oh yeah, yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. I go so many places, they all kind of blend together. If anybody's interested in sightings in their own backyard, I have a YouTube series called Bigfoot Campfire Stories, which I go around everywhere I go to, and the people that I meet that have had a Bigfoot sighting, I will interview them and just let them talk and say whatever they want about their sightings. And people seem to really enjoy that series. It's called Bigfoot Campfire Series or Stories. It's on the YouTube channel. But when it comes to the Smokies and Bigfoot stories. I know, like you go just outside of Cades Cove, and there's just a ton of sightings. That's kind of like the hot spot of the Smokies, but that's because there's a whole lot of people that go to Cades Cove. So of course, if Bigfoot's going to be there, just like Sussex County, New Jersey, you need two things to have a Bigfoot sighting: a person and a Bigfoot. And if you have both of them, you're going to have a sighting. So yeah, Smokies are great.
Did you get any stories in Norton?
Yeah, there was a couple, not as many as I would have hoped for. Um, there was one up where we went hiking at night. There was one up there, a sighting. I think there was the hunter up there, that had saw one near Flag Rock. And then there was another one. I can't remember the specifics though.
Yeah, Norton's not too far from me, man, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's a wild area. I didn't realize that there was a lot of mountains and a lot of area back there for something to hide out. It's really cool.
There's a lot of mountains here in eastern Kentucky as well. I live on
Mm.
the border, pretty much Kentucky and
Oh,
Virginia. A lot of
okay.
sightings here, man. They would call it Squatch Land. I mean, we got
Nice.
lakes and everything here, man. So there's been
Yeah,
a few sightings here.
I'm definitely looking to get down your way for my tour. I just announced and a couple months ago I announced the Beyond the Footprints tour. So right now I'm finishing up my 2025 uh, Do You Believe tour, And next year's tour, Beyond the Footprints, we're doing it again. We're going to hit up about 70 venues, 70 appearances next year. And I'm really trying. I'm looking at the map, and I'm trying to get into your little the border there. So we can talk after the show. Maybe you can help me secure some venues or something.
I know a lot of people go to Red River Gorge for a bunch of
Definitely.
Bigfoot events.
Yeah, if anybody's not familiar with Charlie Raymond's Red River Gorge Bigfoot Festival, the first year was last year, and he knocked it out of the park. I'm going back this coming next year, in 2026. So I'm going to be doing some. Actually, if you want, we'll chat after the show. But I'm looking for some people to come out with me to do some investigation while I'm down there. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe we could chat about that as well.
Definitely, man. Charlie's actually been on my show. He's a very good investigator.
He's one of my good friends. I couldn't pick somebody else who not only will he give the shirt off his back, but he's just one of the nicest down to earth dudes that the investigator that you're gonna meet.
Have you ever met Don Neal too, part of his team?
Don, no, I don't think I have.
Don Neal, he's amazing, man.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Kentucky seems to bring out some really just solid researchers, which is great to see.
We have, man, definitely. I mean, all kinds of sightings here too, man. I mean, you got the Appalachian Mountains.
Mm. Hmm.
Great resources for a Sasquatch or wood booger, as they call.
Yeah, I kept at the festival. I kept like saying Sasquatch or Bigfoot, and I kept like having to stop myself. Like, no, it's Wood Booger. It's the Booger Fest.
Yeah. And then also here in Eastern Kentucky, we got Wolf County, where supposedly the Wolf Man or Dog Man.
Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I spend, people ask me all the time. They're like, um, what other cryptids have you come across in my journeys? And I spend a legitimate. I think last year alone, I spent 139 nights tent camping, just looking for Bigfoot. So I put myself in the areas to have these other cryptid sightings. Uh, haven't came across anything that I can't relate to being a person, a known animal, or Bigfoot. So unfortunately, I'm not saying that they're not out there. They're just either very hard to come by, or you got to be really lucky to see one, really. And I haven't had that experience quite yet.
Well, have you seen Bigfoot is the question.
And it's funny because like people, I've devoted my life to this thing, this whole Bigfoot thing, and people are like, "Oh man, well, how many times have you seen Bigfoot?" And they're kind of dumbfounded and shocked when I say that I've never seen a Bigfoot. And quite honestly, I don't believe that Bigfoot is out there 100%. I think Bigfoot's out there maybe 80%. And I say that, because I've never seen one. Obviously, that number, when I do have that opportunity and experience to be able to lay eyes on one of these creatures, that number is obviously going to change. But until then, because I've never actually seen one, I'm sitting at about 80% that they do exist. Maybe 85 now, with all the people that I've talked to.
There's a pretty high percentage of them being real for sure.
Definitely.
I've heard some crazy stories too, man. Just working at the store that I work at. People won't come on the show, but they want to tell you in person. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be judged. But I've heard some crazy stories, man. I've heard
Mm.
people like deer hunting and they just randomly see Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was at I set up at the New Jersey State Fair every year, which is great. It's a 9-day thing, and it's right in my home county, Sussex County, and I don't want to say that I'm like a kind of like almost a local celebrity, but I almost am. Like people almost sometimes recognize me. Like they'll be like, "Hey, you're the Bigfoot guy." I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" But anyways, it we basically doubled our sighting report number over 9 days. because of just setting up a booth. And if you put yourself out there, people are going to share their stories. It makes you wonder. That whole week that I was set up at the state fair made me really think about things, and it made me wonder how many people have saw a Bigfoot but never reported it.
A bunch.
You know? We don't know. There's no number for that. It could be 1 in 10, it could be 1 in 1 million, it could be 1 in 5. Who knows? There's just no number for that. And I think that's a really phenomenal question because it gets you thinking, you know?
Yeah, we had one sighting around here that I know of around the lake. Somebody was kayaking and they seen Bigfoot on top of a cliff.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it happens. It's hunters. A lot of times I've talked to many, many, many hunters who have had Bigfoot in their crosshairs, and they just because they can't pull the trigger because it's so human-like. That's what they report over and over again. It's just so human-like that they're not able to pull the trigger. They feel, morally they're not able to. So that's why, people, oh, well, why hasn't anybody ever shot it? Well, one, Bigfoot's not common. Two, if you do happen to be in the right place at the right time and get the money shot, are you going to take it morally? There's a lot of factors that align with that question.
I mean, Bigfoot could also be part human too. So
For sure, for sure. I mean, and when you do shoot him, and there's the DNA comes out, and you get, summoned to court because you just shot something that has human DNA in it, you're not going to be in a good scenario by any means.
have
So
you heard of Bigfoot like following people to like different states? There was a witness that I had on, I'm not gonna say her name, that she lived in Vermont and she lives in Kentucky now and she has seen the same Bigfoot.
I've not heard about those long range sightings per se, but I do feel that one like I think I don't want to say that people have this special ability that they are able to connect with Bigfoot, and I don't want to say that they're just lucky. I think it kind of lies somewhere in the middle. I think there's kind of this middle ground that people have that they're able to connect. I spent a lot of time in the woods. I've been looking for this thing since 2011. I've never seen one. You have people that don't want to see one, and boom, here you go, and now they're believers. It's like, okay, it's just I don't know. But if the witnesses that I've spoken with, if you see a Bigfoot once, you are extremely high probability more likely to see another Bigfoot than anybody that hasn't seen one yet. So that's kind of cool too.
Maybe a spiritual connection, maybe.
I'm biological Bigfoot. I'm the biological guy. I don't think Bigfoot has any of these supernatural, intradimensional UFO capabilities. However, again, just because I don't believe that doesn't mean it's not true. I've just never experienced anything that like that. I'm willing and open to if Bigfoot beams down from a UFO spaceship tomorrow and when I'm out in the woods looking for him, guess what? I'm not going to be biological Mike anymore. I'm going to be UFO Mike. So I get it. It's understandable, but I've never seen that happen yet. So
You change your name UFO Mike, man.
yeah, yeah, that'll be it.
Hey, there is a lot of people who have seen Bigfoot coming out of UFOs, supposedly.
Yeah, yeah. I know up in Pennsylvania you got Stan Gordon. He's a big advocate of the Bigfoot UFO. There's and there's so many. I can't. I know people that are friends and researchers of mine that are totally not biological people, and I would trust them in the woods with my life type of thing, and I don't think they're lying. I don't think they're trying to pull anybody's leg. It's just that they for some one reason or another feel that they're interdimensional or UFO and stuff, and I trust them. I trust their opinion. It's just for me. I've never seen it, so I can't say one way or the other.
I agree with you. Can't say either way, man. I mean,
I wish
it
we
could.
knew. I wish we knew. So that way we knew what we were looking for. It's very hard to look for something that you have no idea to know what you're looking for. It's very, very difficult. You know, with humans, when humans get lost or when they go missing, we have a there's like a protocol checklist that we go through. Okay, if the person's feeling this way or says this or does this, it's probably going to be this kind of scenario. You know, it's just there's a whole big textbook for it. We know this stuff because we know human interaction, we know people's personality, we know all that stuff. There's a psychology of people. We don't know the psychology of Bigfoot. You know, we know where bears go to bed down in the winter time. So that's how we know where we can find them. We don't know where Bigfoot goes though. So we don't even know the first place to look for him. All we got is some shady video, some blurry video, some audio, which is really cool. I think audio is probably the best way to get evidence of Bigfoot, and some plaster molds of stuff that probably isn't anything human made. So that's all we got to go on when it comes to Bigfoot field research, which is not a whole lot.
Speaking of that, have you seen any Bigfoot nesting?
You know, the only thing, nesting, you said?
Yeah, like
Uh,
nesting sites.
in High Point State Park up in New Jersey here, the one time I found thing, you know how like when deer they kind of bed down in like a circle, you know, they'll lay down kind of and they'll make like the kind of like the grass is folded down almost. I found that, however, it was like 30 feet long, like 30 feet wide. So I'm not saying it's Bigfoot, but it, it was outside of normal. It was anomalous. And that's when it comes to Bigfoot research is basically what we're looking for is things that are, we don't know what they are. They're anomalous in nature. And, you know, if we can't, relate them to a known animal or something a human could have done or produced, then we could start thinking, okay, that might be Bigfoot related.
Definitely. I mean, I don't think a human could do it.
I've seen things, I mean, I've heard vocalizations, I've seen like the tree up in Whitehall that I was talking about. Five of us, we tried to do it to a tree that was a very similar stature, and five of us couldn't do it, and this thing was broken right down. I mean, it's just, I've seen trees that have been taken from the ground and upside down, like the roots are towards the sky, and it's like in trees. Like how does that happen? That doesn't that's I would love, love, love to see the storm that came through and uprooted a tree and suspended it upside down next to, you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know.
You know what that is, man? That means Bigfoot is like strong. Makes
Yeah,
us
oh
look
yeah.
weak, bro. I would hate to see how strong Bigfoot is, man. I would hate to encounter him.
And fast. Imagine how fast this thing has to be. I don't know. You kind of alluded to it in the beginning of the program where you said that you'd kind of poo yourself if Bigfoot ever. And I say that I'm gonna do one of the three things, the three P's: pee, poop, or pass out. And I'm probably gonna do all three. Not quite sure what order, but it's probably all basically at the same time. I'm guessing.
And you're gonna be excited as well too.
Or scared. One of the two. Or both. Probably both. I don't know. I don't know. Either the witnesses that I've spoken with either have this immense fear run through them where they never want to go back into the woods again, or they see Bigfoot and they're like, oh, they're so at peace with it and they feel so relaxed and comfortable. It's kind of the opposite of what you would think would happen. So I hope for the latter, but probably the three P's. That's what I'm going with.
I mean, that might mean just like which Bigfoot you see. You either see
Yeah.
a good one or a bad one. I mean, that could.
Absolutely. I think Bigfoot are very much so like people, where we have good people and we have bad people. And I think you have like the Bigfoot that throw rocks and well I think that might be more of a characteristic behavior trait, throwing rocks, trying to get people out of the area. Um, but yeah, you got good ones and bad ones. Most of the time, I think Bigfoot is they know that a human's in the area. First of all, you're not going to sneak up on a Bigfoot. I think that's a very common misconception that people have. Let's go run through the woods with white or with red lights on, and hopefully we're going to sneak up. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to scare away. You're first of all, you're going to get somebody hurt. Second of all, you're going to scare away anything that because you can't see. But anyways, I digress. Um, I don't even know where I was going with that. Can't see at night. I don't know.
Pretty much, they're just gonna scare Bigfoot away because Bigfoot can hear better than us and
Oh,
see better than us.
yeah. And that's where I was going. Even like when you get out of the car at a research location and you close the door, that sounds like a tree knock. Bigfoot is going to know that you're in the area. And guess what? If Bigfoot's not curious, they're gonna out, piece it. See you later. Sayonara, you know? See you next time. And they're just going to get out of the area, and you're going to have a full night of fun Bigfoot research, but with no Bigfoot in the area because you scared them all off. So it's all about the technique of how you go about researching it. There's a whole different many slews of techniques out there to research Bigfoot. You find some of the ones that work, and you just stick with it.
Definitely, man. I mean, Bigfoot. We don't even really know what Bigfoot is, man.
No, that's
Honestly,
that's the
we don't.
truth. That's the truth. If like I said before, if we did, we would have some clue of how to research these things, And I think with people going into the woods and hitting trees and yelling at the top of their lungs and while albeit very fun and entertaining, it's probably not the necessarily the most the best way to get evidence of Bigfoot. I think the best way to get evidence of Bigfoot is find yourself a nice little opening in the woods somewhere. Get a lawn chair, leave your phone, leave the camera, leave everything in the car, and just go sit. Sit for hours. That's the best way. Sit from dusk till dawn. You're going to hear something. That's the best way to get evidence of Bigfoot. But I have found that makes for very, very poor ratings on my YouTube channel doing it that way. So we go out and knock on trees and we make these vocalizations and we have ourselves a good time. Because why? It's fun, and that's what Bigfooting should be. It should be fun for everybody.
It's definitely fun, man. And I can tell you definitely have a passion for Bigfoot research.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love this. Like I said, I used to be a firefighter and EMT, and I thought I loved that. But this is I mean I never work a day in my life. I've been doing this full time for going on 4 years now, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Do I make a lot of money? No. Lord no. Fun fact, Bigfoot researchers don't make a ton of money. However, can I pay my car insurance and my cell phone bill? Yeah. And am I having the absolute time of my life? You better believe it. That's what life's all about.
Definitely, man. I mean, you're doing what you love, so I mean, I gotta respect that, man. What's the best call that you've got, like from Bigfoot?
Like a vocalization?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we were up in High Point State Park again. That's a very active area, and we did a barred owl call. Actually, I did a barred owl call, which I don't know if anybody knows what that sounds like, but it's like maybe a little bit. I don't know if you can hear. I don't know. I can't. Anyways, did that, and we got back. I was with five people. We got back the best vocalization that all five of us have ever heard before. It's a series of three Bigfoot howls, and it goes whoa, Whoa, whoa. And I mean, you could just hear how powerful it is. And then actually, on the third howl, I actually step on top of it. I say, "That's not a coyote," and I shouldn't have said that. But if anybody wants to listen to that audio, head over to my YouTube channel. It's called Sussex County Bigfoot NJ, or you could just type in the shadow of Big Red Eye." It's my show's name, and search the channel for Best Bigfoot Vocalization, and that'll pop right up. It's from High Point State Park.
Yeah, I'll put your channel in the description for sure, man.
Sweet, appreciate that.
Hey, man, you're taking time out of your schedule to be on, man. I appreciate you. But nah, that's awesome though, man. Um, that just that just makes you want to do it more whenever you get evidence like that.
And I'll tell you, we don't get evidence a lot. There's not there's it's probably 1 in 10 times that we go out that we get maybe a possible something or another, which is actually pretty high for the grand scheme of Bigfoot research. 1 in 10 is pretty good. Um, People that have that report having activity 1 out of every 2 times, like, oh, I get activity every other time I go out. I don't know if you know what you're listening for because you might be hearing some animals that are known and you don't know what they are or something, or you want there to be pareidolia, you want there to be a Bigfoot there so bad that you try to make it happen. That happens sometimes too with researchers. They especially seasoned researchers because they've been at it for so long and they haven't gotten too much evidence. They want to see it so bad, so they'll think that they see something, but they don't. It happens all the time. It's pareidolia.
I've seen that people try to use like trees like it's Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's the same thing as, when you go cloud watching and you see shapes in the clouds. That's pareidolia. That's a perfect example of it. It's you make a something known out of nothing. And people see that with Bigfoot and with stumps all the time. They'll see the tree stump and it looks like the outline of a Bigfoot and boom, it's got to be Bigfoot. Do they go back and take another picture the next day? No, of course not. Or I don't know, anything, that vocalization in the woods, fox sound crazy at night. If you research in Florida, if anybody's ever heard a peacock vocalize, it is a crazy sounding thing. And, you have to be aware of what animals you're dealing with when you're out too.
You've got some footprints too, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, I've gotten a few footprints. So there's one from the Pine Barrens, a juvenile one, about 7 inches or so. And then we have a little larger one, about 12 and a half inches from Sparta Mountain Wildlife Management Area up in my neck of the woods up here in New Jersey.
That's something rare to get, man. It's footprints.
Yeah, yeah, I'm very very thankful that I was able to find them. It's not common that you find footprints at all, and I'm just thankful that I had the knowledge base to know how to cast prior to finding footprints. That's one of the things I tell new researchers all the time. Cast your own footprint. Cast your dog's footprint. Cast your cat's paw print. You know what I mean? Get the experience of casting something before you go in the field and you get that once in a lifetime opportunity and you mess it up because you don't know the ratio to pour the hydrocal versus water. That kills me.
So that's the most important thing of becoming a researcher. You gotta know how to cast.
Nah, well, the most important thing is have fun. But second, very close second thing is yes, know how to cast a footprint, please.
I mean, man, you never know what you're gonna catch. I've seen some people have like claws and stuff. Like they printed like claws and fingerprints and all that stuff, supposedly of
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
yeah. No, it's very cool stuff. It's speaking of getting into Bigfoot research, if anybody is interested in getting into field research, you don't have to pay a ton of money like I did to go out on your first expedition. All you got to do is go over to my YouTube channel and check out Squatchables, right? I did not steal it from Lunchables. Don't get me for that one. But it's like an 11-part series about what to like Sasquatching 101, what how to find a Bigfoot. And it's a like I said 11-part series about what to bring camping if you've never been camping or hiking before, all the way up into really in-depth stuff like cat track casting and evidence collection, stuff like that. So all on the YouTube channel for you guys to check out.
Definitely, man. Well, Mike, I appreciate you being on, brother.
Hey, Seth, thank you very much. I can't believe it's already been that long. That's crazy.
Definitely, man. Well, thank everybody for checking out Nighthawk Radio. Go to nighthawk-radio.com. Everybody have a good night and God bless.